Wilson, of course it is.
Yes, that's right. We was pipped to the post by Buster's Charlie Simpson as Rhino. The Kaiser Chiefs frontman landed himself second place. Please welcome Ricky Wilson. We're good.
You haven't got your headdress in there.
I don't know where it is. They won't let me have it anymore.
Oh, they don't let you keep it.
I very much doubt that.
Do you get to choose it?
Yes, you definitely do.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, when I was persuaded to do it, I thought I'd be something funny, like a Calippo or something.
Yeah.
Phone charger.
Yeah.
But then they showed me a picture of what they thought I should be, and I was like, for the first time in my life, I went, I'm just going to go with what you think.
Yeah.
And do you know what? It was such... I loved every minute, because in my day job as the band, I make all the decisions and, like, really overthink things. And then with this, I'm going to go with whatever they think and just...
Yeah, because with the band, you have
Then
to
it's not my fault.
consider...
Yeah.
With the band, you have to consider everybody else in it.
Well,
the image.
to an extent.
So when you saw the costume, they give you, say, well, we've got Phoenix, we've got this, we've got that,
Yeah.
and you chose one, or...?
No, there was always the Phoenix.
Yeah.
And,
You got the wings.
The wings were fantastic. When I first turned up, the wings weren't proper. You go for a fitting, and it was in the middle of nowhere. It's so secret.
Yeah.
It was like in a church hall. And they put some stuff on me, and they fitted me, and they measured me, and I was like, that's when it got exciting. When they put the head on for the first time, then I started, like, acting a bit weird. And I thought...
Like a phoenix.
This is going to be fun. And
You were very flamboyant with your wings.
Yeah, you were.
Well,
Did a lot of
loved it.
swooshing, didn't you?
You know, yes, I wish I had them in everyday life, because it does cover up a lot of nerves, having the wings.
How do you, apart from the fact, how do you even breathe in that headdress? How do you sing?
It's enormous.
Like, how do you sing? Can you see? Can you hear?
You can hear your own voice.
Can you?
And you can... It was... Do you know what? It was fine. I kind of would like that every day to have a big mouth.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, because... You know.
So when you're doing festivals this summer, any chance you can incorporate some of that?
No, I think no. I have to. Unfortunately, I have to be the other character that I've created over the last 20 years.
But I want to ask about your vocal, because as a musician, when I listened, I'm quite a massive, like, Mark Singer fan. I'm always listening, trying to work out who it is. There was no clue of your vocal style or, you know, the way you approach, the raspiness and, you know, the natural... How did you disguise all of that?
Because I'm an incredible singer. I knew it was going to be a laugh, and I wanted to have fun with it. And, you know, we all do karaoke, and we all have a, you know. So I just thought I wanted to do something different. And the only song that we really... Because I didn't think I'd get past the first bit, and I didn't really want to be honest. I thought I could just go home. Get Lucky was the first song, and I said, let's do that in a swing kind of style, and we did that. Then I got through, and then it's like, what do you want to do next? I don't know. I don't know what to do next. I only planned for one show.
And did you think Rita would guess? Because obviously you've done the
I
voices.
didn't think she would guess.
You didn't think she would? Really?
No, because she was the one I wanted to fool the most. And
you did.
So I wasn't really thinking about even people at home guessing. I was just thinking about getting one past Rita.
And Davina McCall was absolutely convinced you were David Tennant.
Yeah.
At one point, I was convinced. That is the weird thing. You're watching it, and I'd watch it, and I'd go, I'm not sure if it is me. And when I watched the final, I thought I might win it, and I knew I didn't. But,
did you try and guess? Because I know they keep you very separate.
David actually texted me, you know.
Oh, did he?
He texted me and said, "Are you the Phoenix?" And I texted back, I assumed it was you, David. But I was just between us. I was channeling David Tennant the entire time, because I know him a little bit, and I thought I'm going to try and make them think I'm him.
Well, when Davina said that, then I was listening, I was like, I do think there's a bit of a Scottish accent there. I started to believe it as well. But did you try and guess anybody else? Did you see the other
I had an inkling of a few, like Lulu.
Yeah.
It was Lulu. You know, she came out and she was Lulu's height. I'd just done a job with Lulu as well. So, and she sang like Lulu, and it was Lulu.
Yeah.
Catherine Ryan, I lived in her flat for a year, so I knew it was her.
Okay.
Just from the way she was walking around.
It's this walking around the studio with your crash helmets on.
You don't actually see them that... You see them during a group performance.
Yeah.
You see them when we're all on stage getting eliminated, but they keep us very separate.
Patsy Kensit has got a lot to celebrate after getting engaged at the weekend. Her partner, Patrick Cassidy, popped the question right by the ocean in a heart made of rose petals. I know it's like something from a movie, isn't it? Now, despite once vowing never to walk down the aisle again, this will be Patsy's 5th marriage. So this is a lot of marriages. There are some people, Colleen, who said, not just about Patsy, but generally saying, you know, should there be a limit on how many times you can get married? Does it kind of just water down the whole reason people get married?
You can't put a limit on love. Just can't, can you? I mean, I swore after my second divorce for a long time. I'm like, I'm not doing that again. I'm not, you know, I won't give up on having relationships or falling in love. I love romance, love being in love. But I thought, I'm not getting married again because I've done it twice and I loved being married and both times it was forever. But when it doesn't work out, the getting out of it is just awful and nobody wins really except solicitors and lawyers and things. So I thought, I'm never getting married again. But then as time's gone on, I think I'm probably the type that would get married again because I loved it.
You like being married?
I just like being married, yeah.
Because you got married, well, I think very young.
Yeah.
22, was it?
No, I was 24.
24.
Yeah, it is young. And I already had Parker at that point, which is, again, I think, quite young to have kids.
Did you feel that you were young then?
No, and that's the thing. At the time, I didn't feel young at all. And when I look back, like, obviously, I don't regret it, but when I look back, I think, oh, gosh, I was so young. And if I met anyone at that age now, I'd be like, no, go live your life. You've got loads of time. But I had so much of a life before that. You know, I'd been working since I was 12. So even my friends, they were like, if it was any of the other of us, I can't find my words, sorry. You know what I mean? Then everyone would have been like, what are you doing? But because it was me, it was different. But I don't regret that. Because you've done so much
by that age with the band and travel and...
Yeah, but I think often people get married so many times is because of the love of love. And I think every relationship's different, which is why you can't say you'd never do it again, I think. And I think sometimes people are looking for happiness in other people instead of being able to find it themselves. And some people are like Janet and just enjoy it.
Exactly. Thank you, Frankie.
Yes. So why...
Suddenly I'm the expert. I love that.
Well, you are.
Well, you are.
Well, I got married. My first marriage was at 20 and I'd already been engaged and dumped someone before that. So,
that's your first.
What a lovely dress.
Nice.
You don't even look happy there about it.
Oh, I am happy. I know, it's a lovely dress. It's by Ozzy Clark. Yeah, I remember getting married. That was 1967, Summer of Love and blah, blah, blah. And that lasted 7 years. And, you know, we had a great party when we got married that time. And I think the best reason to get married for me has always been getting married, love getting the dress, getting the outfit, having the party, and then when you get divorced, you get the dress, you have the party all over again. And quite honestly, my first 3 marriages ended in very amicable divorces. Yeah. It was only number 4 that I've airbrushed out. That was a bit of a midlife crisis and a cry for help. But
so what would you say to people that say, oh, it's just too many? It's like you're making a mockery of marriage.
I'm not making a mockery of marriage because I committed to the marriage at the time and I committed to it for as long as I could possibly manage it. No, manage it. And, you know, I'm a very good wife. I'm a good partner now. I do my best. I mean, I've got my faults, but, you know, I'm not going to reveal them on national television, obviously.
On a flight. Now, I know you had a huge public response, but somebody else was watching. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the day after I got off Loose, I got an email from Mariam Fellows, MP, inviting me. She works at SNP, so she invited me to go to Parliament because one of her aides had been watching Loose. And she has a number of her constituents have disabilities, and she's the spokesperson for disabilities for SNP. And she said, want you to come in and talk about an accessible air travel campaign. So I was straight in there as quickly as I could be, to be honest with you. And so I went in, had a meeting with her, and we both agreed that the time was right for her to work her magic behind the scenes and for me to try and help with a campaign. So today we are launching the Rights on Flights campaign.
Good name.
Good name. Which, I have to say I'm really excited about, because the last time I sat here, I sort of said, I don't want to be sitting here complaining anymore. I really want to be doing something about this. So Marion and her team and I and a number of other experts have been working on what are the buttons that we can press, where can we see change? Now, the long-term goal that we really have our eyes set on is to one day redesign an aircraft so that a wheelchair user can travel in their chair on board a plane. And just like you do on a train, right? So have a wheelchair-accessible toilet, have a space, etc. We've been told that's possible, but it's just going to take a lot of work. And don't get me wrong, we're not going to let anything stop us. This is going to happen at some point. And I'm not alone. There are other campaigners around the world working towards this, and people within the industry, I should add, all working towards this goal. But it's going to take some time. So the short-term goal that we're calling on today, Marion has written a letter that's asking for the government to give the Civil Aviation Authority the power to impose fines when an airline or any of the other parties involved fail disabled people. So say they leave us on board an aircraft for too long. These stories you might have seen in the news.
Which is shocking, actually.
Yeah, it happens so often. So being left on board for too long, if your wheelchair gets damaged or your equipment gets damaged, like mine did, or if the assistance just doesn't turn up and isn't appropriate.
So you can be left on the plane for hours.
Oh yeah, it happens.
May I ask you how you're breaking it down, though? I mean, a lot of stuff gets damaged, with handlers and so on. And do you lay some of the blame anyway, the handlers, when they're loading your
Absolutely,
chair?
So this isn't just a call out to the... so what we're trying to ask is the Civil Aviation Authority doesn't currently have the power to impose fines when any of these things go wrong. And what we're asking is that they are given the power so that when somebody, whether it's the handlers, whether it's the assistant staff, whether it's the airline, whoever is involved, when they do let us down, there are consequences. Because at the moment, the only people that really suffer is us.
Yeah.
And it's putting disabled people off flying. You've got some horror stories, I hear.
Yeah, no, but first of all, because you mentioned the CAA there, you're pushing at an open door there by the looks of it. A spokesperson for them says, we welcome more powers and have regularly asked for stronger consumer enforcement powers, including the ability to impose fines on airlines. And of course, I mean, the trouble is, we all do think it's just the airline, don't we? But actually getting a flight off the air and whatever takes about 9 different organisations. So it's really just getting everybody around the table and finding a way through it. And as you say, sort of finding a way to trickle down and get to the nub of the matter.
Yeah, and give it, almost just say that there's a bit of a deterrent. This isn't the best solution. This isn't it's just a way of saying disabled people won't tolerate this abuse anymore, that we have a voice, we will be heard.
What stories do you have?
And we really want to say to the industry, look, stop this happening. Let's work together to make change.
I know you had a big response.
Now, Monday marked a year since Brenda lost her son, Jamal. And in typical Brenda style, she threw a party to celebrate his life with friends, family, and us loose women. We had a brilliant night, didn't we, ladies? That's one of the pictures from the night. We laughed, we danced, we ate a lot of good food. You always make sure there's a good spread, don't you, B? And just like Monday, we're all wearing blue again today. B, do you want to explain why?
Jamal is a Chelsea supporter, and it's like, come on, you Blues. And blue was his colour, blue all the way.
Yeah.
True blue, yeah.
And it was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah,
on Monday?
So much fun.
At one point, we all hit the dance floor, didn't we?
That was one of the highlights of the night. We were just like, yeah!
I have to say, that was down to my daughter, Tanisha, because obviously last year I'd organised the 9 night, which is a traditional thing that Caribbeans do after the 9th of somebody passing away. You celebrate their life. And Tanisha, it was important to her that she did something to celebrate Jamal's life and to say thank you to all the people that had helped from SBTV for...
And it was such a lovely night. It was really lovely to see everyone
the love.
who loved your son, who loved Jamal. It's great, wasn't
it? It's the love that's in the room, which is from Jamal and yourself and Tanisha and just being there, to support, to keep loving you, just seeing how, amazing you are and your children are and what the extent of his love has done within the community is overwhelming.
It really is.
It's beautiful.
It's amazing. Well, there is one person who has been Brenda's rock throughout everything over the past year, her daughter Tanisha, who she just mentioned. And they both very kindly did some filming with us as they continue to carry out Jamal's work. Let's take a look.
The last year has been one big, massive roller coaster ride, and considering I don't really like roller coasters, to be honest, with the support been that we've had, it's been really nice and comforting. So that makes me feel good. So that's an up. But then everything is tinged with the bittersweet.
I can remember like bits of the past year, but if I'm being honest, it's actually been quite a bit of a blur.
I don't think you can really put it into words. It's good to have Tanisha here and have her around, because we're going through this together. I try my best not to show her my upset. She tries her best not to show me, but then there's times when we're both upset together.
Cause it's been a long night and I cry cause I miss my brother. You know for life got your sister.
The whole piece that Ed wrote stuck with me, and it just because it was so raw and so true. It was remarkable what he was saying from the first lyric to right to the end.
You know I cry cause I miss my brother.
Jamal and Ed were literally like brothers from another mother, so from the very beginning of Ed's career, it was always Jamal and Ed.
Everybody go mad, rage it! I'll start ringing up shells, rage. I'll start ringing up bells, rage.
It was at Chelsea Stadium because Jamal was Chelsea through and through, so it was really nice to just have that as the first starting point to launch back the channel again. It was weird because the day we shot it was actually the first day I'd heard the song. Because I saw my mum's reaction when she listened to it beforehand, I kind of said I didn't want to have that reaction, so I just didn't listen to it, and then I just waited until the day. They had Jamal's name in the seats, they had his picture up on the big screens, so walking in it was very much woof, in your face. Like my mum did call me like, just so you know, prepare yourself.
Everybody that's contributed to SBTV over the years, we hold them dearly, and we're really grateful for what they did for Jamal, and we hope that they'll just continue to support Tanisha and the SB team going forward. But this is just another chapter. This is the next chapter, and it's through Tanisha's vision.
Absolutely. The way Jamal put it was here to connect worlds and to break down doors for young people.
Everyone was watching my videos, commenting on my videos, and that just motivated me to keep going and provide everyone with fresh content every day.
Our flagship series is F64, which stands for Fresh 64 Bars.
Intercontinental tunes like Obama, I make monumental moves.
Follow me on Twitter at Swarmzy1. Big up Jamal for the opportunity. You already know, sure.
Jamal was a very pivotal person in my life and kind of gave my life meaning and purpose. So it's just been ensuring that purpose stays true.
I know it's what he would have wanted us to do, and so we're just getting on with it and doing the best job that we can.
It's been really wonderful to have that acknowledgement and know that Jamal made such a difference to so many different people. Well, this is the MITS Award that we were given. It's so beautiful, it's so heavy. And it was to recognise his contribution to the music industry. Music Week Awards, we were given that last year, at the end of the year. And then, of course, we've got YouTube, which was where he launched everything on YouTube. And, of course, when Jamal did the Olympic, he carried the Olympic torch. For his homegoing, there was a song of Jessie J's that was performed. She asked me what would I like her to sing, and I said, well, I really love your song, Who You Are, and me and Jamal would sing it, and I remembered the words being so beautiful. And I found this book, and inside there it actually said, it's okay not to be okay, Jessie J, Who You Are, Jessie J. I'll just keep adding to it, I just need a bigger side.
Hello? Yes. You're gorgeous little baby.
Jamal was like the main, the main priority, and he'd send me videos of this is what I'm doing with Tiny and this is what I'm doing with Temper. Unfortunately, Tanisha, she's allergic to cats. She has actually got better with it. She's not sneezing as much as what she used to. So he was kind of like the primary carer And when he passed away, I could see a change in them, in the fact that both of them lost their hair. I took them to the vets, and the vets said that they were fine. It's just stress.
I got the picture on my arm of that cover shot that we did. So yeah, it was a really big moment for all of us. I do have a few. I've got a half sleeve dedicated to Jamal, and then I got a big piece of Jamal's face, the mural of Chase the Dream. Pretty much all of my tattoos now, majority of them are like Jamal based.
Jamal was always championing young people, and whether it be with their mental health and helping in that way, or just trying to give contacts. I admire her strength, and I know I couldn't have got through this without her.
If I start to really think about what I'm going through, then it kind of upsets me, but I just try and separate the two, if that makes sense. For us to have that sort of people holding us up and keeping us going, yeah, it is. I do feel really kind of honoured to have that, because even if I do have a really bad day and I want to fall off, at the end of that bad day, I'm like, I've actually got something to do, and I've got work to do. I've got
keep going.
Yeah.
I have my faith, and it keeps me strong and it keeps me going. So I'm going to do everything I can to continue that as best I can. Hopefully with the support of everybody else, which has been immense.
The nation fell in love with Jordan North's humour, cheekiness and smile when he came runner-up on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. That was just over 2 years ago. Now the radio DJ is hosting a television show of his own, and this time he's on the other side of the gruelling challenges. Here to tell us more, it's Jordan North. Popular boy. Well, I say Jordan North, or Northie, I think you'd rather be called, is this right?
Well, my brother used to be Northie at school. They were asking me what my nickname was, and I weren't allowed to be Northie because that was his nickname. So mine was Dingle.
Oh, it's what?
So
Dingle.
It's a long story. I didn't think we'd be getting onto this at first. I can't believe I'm on Loose Women. So Dingle, I support Burnley. Shot. Right. I mention it all the time, and I went to school in Preston, so they call Burnley fans Dingles.
Oh.
And even now when
Is
I go
it a term of endearment?
No, it's after, you know, the Dingles off Emmerdale.
Well, that's what I wondered,
They're a bit...
Oh, right.
So that's, I think it's meant to... It's not a term of
She don't know anything about football. She's just looking at you going, yeah.
I know about the Dingles.
Yeah. All the Dingles.
Yeah. Are you going to say hello to your mum, by the way?
Oh, can I? Oh,
yeah,
don't.
Go on.
Hi, Mum, and everyone watching in Spain. she's got old girls watching. She loves it. She loves it when you talk about menopause.
I love the way you whisper.
No, I don't know why I whisper. It's not about that. She wanted me to tell you she's got her own menopause mist that she makes for her and the girls.
Oh,
so
really?
when she's having a bit of a funny do, she keeps it in the fridge. and it's basically just water in a little spray bottle that she gets from Boots, and she puts lavender and lemon, and there's something else in it.
Vodka?
She keeps it in fridge.
Yeah, gin.
And then, gin as well, yeah.
Listen, mate, I do the recipes.
When she's like having a bit of a hot do, she'll say, Jord, will you get me menopause mist from fridge? And she'll shut me up.
I love that.
She's going to get mad at me.
She really is.
She's going to get mad at me.
So let's talk about this new show of yours.
Yep.
Go Hard or Go Home.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like the twist on this. So it's these gruelling challenges, but the people that are doing it have all got really personal reasons for wanting to take on the challenge, yeah?
Yeah, and that's kind of why I wanted to get involved in the show. So we take 8 young people to this mysterious Caribbean island, and we partner them up with these warriors. They're like absolute fitness beasts, and they're all a bit lost in life. Some of them are going through bereavement. Some of them are going out like 7 nights a week and fed up with going out and getting drunk, and they're all a bit lost. And the idea is we take them out there and team them up with these absolute warriors, and it can benefit them in life. And look, you're talking to someone here who was on a show 2 years ago who pushed themselves and it completely changed my life. And everybody says, oh, yeah, it's been good for your career and everything. But since I've been on I'm a Celeb, it's just been so great for me because I always say, if I can get in a coffin full of snakes, I can get on a plane and go to New York, which I did last year because I'm terrified of flying.
Are you?
Yeah, and oh, thank you.
Good for you.
So I always push myself now, and that's because I did that show. I think if I can eat a sheep's penis, then I can...
I can rule the world.
I can do anything.
That's always what Carol says.
Good motto, Carol.
It is. But when you took that flight, didn't you have like a bit of bad luck? I mean, has it put you off doing it?
I mean, watch the show and you'll see how tough the kids had it out there, the trainees. But for me, I got a really bad upset stomach. Right? I had to go to hospital when I got back, so I just couldn't get rid of this tummy bug. I don't want to go into too much detail, but...
No, it's lunchtime.
Both ends. And then I had... what else happened? On the first day we were there, we were at the top of this cliff, and we're filming in the heat, and it's really hot and humid. And we cut for filming. You know when you get up front settee too quick, and you go a bit dizzy? I went like that. Next thing you know, I'd fainted. So I put my hand on this cameraman's shoulder, and I went down his stages. They've got all wet towels on me and everything like that. And I'm, like, coming round. I'm like, where am I? And then, third thing, they say it comes in threes. On the way back out for the end of the filming, we did an emergency landing on the plane.
Oh, and you don't like flying?
I am terrified of flying. Wow. So I, we went up and then we jolted and I went, oh, that's not right. And then we started, like, rearing off to the left. And then the captain came on, he said, we're going to make an emergency landing. And he was really calm. And then I said to the air stewardess, he was putting his trolley away, I went, are we going to be all right? He went, the left engine may or may not be on fire. I was like, he went, I can give you complimentary water. I was like...
to put it out.
Have you got any vodka? Got any vodka? Whiskey will do. So...
Has that put you off, though? It's not put you off flying?
No, it hasn't. And if anybody else is watching this that's terrified of flying, if anything, it's made me feel better about it because that was an emergency procedure and it was absolutely fine. I mean, we landed on the runway and all these fire trucks were following us. But it was fine because if it did happen, this is what they practice and this is what they
It's
train
like
for.
life is just making sure that you have no fears by the end of it. It's like you're being thrown into every situation.
I know, I'll be bungee jumping next year.
I wonder.
Don't do that.
Are you going to be doing anything like ambitious on Saturday Night Takeaway?
Maybe. So they've got, I can't give too much away, but they have got a few plans for me, which is weird though, man.
So you're like travelling. You're travelling around. Why is it weird? Are you like man on the road?
Yeah. So I'll be out and about, up and down the UK, and that's all I can say.
Well, we know what it's like with
being fired out of a
Saturday Night Takeaway.
Yeah.
Everything is really under wraps, so
Yeah.
I know that you're not allowed to tell us everything. By the way, unfortunately we're running out of time, but Love Island's Tom, do you get that a lot?
Oh yeah, I feel sorry for him because he's like. Let's face it, if you go on Love Island, you're dieting, you're working out weeks before, you're probably eating salad and broccoli and chicken, and then to be compared to some gobby northerner off the radio. You'd be gutted, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, but you're funny.
It's a day of looky likeys because we've got Rylan in the audience, and maybe.
Oh my God!